Hello, ladies and gentlemen, gabestah here. Today we are doing another Starcraft 2 Mastery Achievement. This one is No Toss. It requires that you destroy all Protoss structures in the Phantoms of the Void mission on hard difficulty. So, not a very difficult achievement all around. This is the build I went with for Kerrigan. So, main stuff I'm going for are the econ stuff, because Kerrigan is not used for 99% of this mission. You don't have access to her as a regular unit. Army upgrades, I'm basically just going for, I like roaches and hydras, so I'm trying the roach corpser with the extra light damage, and then hydras I like more survival since their DPS is strong anyway, and then I'll also use ultralisks and whatnot. So let's rewind at the beginning and we'll get started with the walkthrough. So obviously as you begin the mission, you're given Kerrigan and Alexei, and you've got just a few minor units that are basically showing you that you get ultras, I think is the goal here. So you just want to clear out this first area to get access to your base. And once you get access to your base, if you're doing the achievement, you should probably just do a manual save after that moment, since this first part doesn't really matter. And then you can just reference that save later on if you have to restart for any reason, so you won't have to go through this initial part again. So, as with most of these achievements that involve normal base building, economy is the name of the game. If you have enough economy, you can just use a crazy number of units and just overwhelm your opponent. It doesn't really matter how well you play otherwise. So first, build up your drones, get your gas with your automated refineries, and keep building drones as you move your starting units down here and take out this first little section of units to clear out your second base. As soon as you have enough minerals while still building drones, build up your hatchery down here and 2 more refineries so you can get your gas going right away. And this is pretty standard stuff. This is kind of what I try to do in pretty much every mission that has a second base available right away, is just take whatever you've got and clear out and get it as soon as you can. The faster you're able to get that second base, the better your economy will be. And of course, that means more units earlier on. So you can also destroy this pylon. I don't know if it counts for the achievement as a Protoss structure, but I was bored and I was picking up the gas that was on the ground anyway, so decided to kill it off. So now you're going to want to build up your evolution chambers so you can start your upgrades. This is sort of in the same vein as getting extra bases early, but basically this is just a way to make sure you have not only a good economy, but also proper upgrades for everything, which are very important in hard and brutal difficulties, where the enemies will also be upgraded. So you have to keep an eye on the bar at the top to know how much time you have before you have to actually start channeling with Alexei on one of the platforms, and basically allowing you to break the chain on Kerrigan a little bit. So you don't need a whole lot of time. It takes 60 seconds, of course, for Alexei to go through the process in any platform. So you just have to have Kerrigan's bar high enough to start and end that process before it reaches 0 and kills her. But you can wait for the longest time possible before you actually start doing these, because when you complete the final platform, the mission will end. You'll be successful. So you're basically buying yourself as much time as you can until that moment. And this will allow you to build up a bigger army and all that stuff. So once you've got all 3 of your upgrades going, And you've got your second base saturated with drones. Then start building up your tech structures. Try not to forget overlords, which I tend to do a lot because I'm not very good. But yeah, and then build up whatever tech structures you want for your army. So, as I mentioned, I like roaches and hydras because I'm simplistic and basic. And I've already got the ultra den because I love me some ultras as well. So really my composition for this mission will be roaches, hydras, ultras, and queens. I particularly like queens in the army just for the extra survival. And that combination with ultras especially is really good. And of course you don't have to micro the heal on the queens now in the campaign anyway. So all the easier for poor players like myself. So you can see once the purple bar gets to around halfway through Kerrigan's name, then you're going to want to look into actually starting the process. So you would have a little bit more time if you really wanted to cut it close, but there's not much reason to. Chances are you're not going to fill her bar up, so, as early as you are comfortable to actually defend, then you can start it, basically. I just like to wait for quite a while in the first one or two so that I have as much army as possible. And this will just reduce the number of units I lose during the actual defense process, especially to the hybrids, as they're pretty dangerous. You can also see I'm trying to spread creep quite a bit on the east side of the map where I start. And this is just good for traveling around later. Once your army gets massive enough, you're late enough into the mission, you don't have to worry so much about creep. So I tend to creep up the east side of the map and then ignore the west or northern side. Also, when you have enough, you might think about some static defenses somewhere in your base. Generally, the attacking waves that you won't be able to defend with your army are going to come from the northwest. So that's where I put the spine crawlers there on my base. And then once you get around 100 supply, you can start clearing out some of the Protoss defenses. This should be somewhere after you've done your first platform with Alexei and save Kerrigan a little bit more time, basically. And also don't forget your upgrades. Listen for that cue, that vocal cue of when a mutation is complete, and then you can just refer back to your upgrades and grab the next set. So here I'm just going to go down and keep creeping up, building up my army. You'll probably want to add another hatchery at some point. I kind of waited a little bit too long to do that. And so I was limited by my larva rather than my income. So you can see there, spine crawlers did a good job. Mostly defended that. The positioning is not the greatest. I probably should have done some creep on that side, and then I could position the spine crawlers a little bit better. But anyway, I'm clearing out some more Protoss stuff in preparation for the next platform. And as long as you defended that previous attack, you have a little bit of time to go around and explore. So since I don't need that platform just yet, I'm going to go up top a little bit. So many creep tumors. And the bar is reaching about halfway through Kerrigan's name again, so time to pick up another platform. And depending on your army size, these early platforms will probably be pretty trivial for you. I've got 140 supply now, and the stuff that they're attacking with is weak, super weak. So again, if you get your economy going early, this entire mission is actually pretty simple, or this achievement rather, the mission as well, I guess. But basically judge your success by how much your supply drops during one of these defense sections. Now, if you wait till Kerrigan's at the halfway mark again, just like I did here, or the bar's halfway through her name, then as you're defending, you'll get another wave of Protoss toward your base, and they kill off all your creep tumors, which is kind of a dick move, but you can, of course, redrop them if you want, or just don't worry about them. It's up to you. You will want to head over here to attack the Protoss base that's on the east side. Now that you've gotten your second platform, you have some more time, so this is the time to do it. And you should be pretty close to maxing out your supply as well. So I'm at 190. And as I said, the army composition doesn't really matter a whole lot. You know, whatever you want. As long as you got good upgrades and a high supply, you're going to steamroll pretty much everything here. You do need to be able to attack some air units, but even just a bunch of queens could do that if you don't want to go with Hydras. I like Hydras because they have a lot of DPS. And they're a good way to spend gas. I don't really spend gas on anything else. So yeah, just clearing out this base. Now once you do this, of course, you can take over this base. And because it's kind of in the corner, it's pretty safe. There's another Protoss base to the north that's not as ideal for taking over, basically. But this one is good to grab. And you're probably not going to need it. You could completely get by with just the two bases that you originally start with. Because you shouldn't really be losing much of your supply, so you'll just be building up a bankroll. But nevertheless, it's fun to grab more bases and get a bunch of money, so you might as well. So here comes another wave of Protoss, and you can just move your entire army out to defend. There's really not much worry. So around this time, you should be... Oh, shoot, a Void Ray. That's unfortunate. So I didn't know this was coming in, and I have almost capped supply, so I just built some Hydras with... I think I was able to build 3 Hydras, and then just rallied them to that Void Ray. So you might prepare for that with some Spore Crawlers, in addition to your Spine Crawlers that are down there. It's up to you, really. Here comes some Elite Sick Micro. Wow, look at that. I'm terrible. Anyway, so turns out 3 Hydras, 3 Hydras, fully upgraded Hydras, kill 1 not fully upgraded Void Ray. So, there you go. I learned something. Meanwhile, again, halfway point for Kerrigan doing another platform. Although at this point, you can just steamroll through them all as long as you make sure you have enough time to finish the last Protoss structures, since that is the achievement, of course. And just checking all my upgrades. Those laser beams hitting each other sure look awesome. So yeah, this is probably going to be pretty boring. At this point, like I said, there's really not much that can kill you. The waves that do attack you as Protoss, as you can see, get stronger and stronger. But, you know, they're what? Maybe 30 or 40 supply worth of units. So as long as you have something that can shoot up, you're not going to really have a problem with these. And if you have creep spread and even half the map, you'll know about it well ahead of time. So you can just move your entire army back to defend, or just take half your army if you want. It's really up to you. So there I finally learned to drop some spores along with the spines when I rebuild. But you could do an entire wall of just 3 or 4 rows of static defenses with the money you're going to have at this point. And, oh yeah, I think I actually forgot to transfer drones to my new base. And since I was max supply, I didn't really build any. So don't do that. That's a terrible mistake, but again, it doesn't matter. The biggest problem you'll find is when you attack these bases, you're attacking up these small ramps. So you're going to have a major choke point for your own units. So remember to actually move yourself up so that most of your army can engage. And looks like I've lost 2 supply in this fight so far. That's brutal. Oh, I rebuilt. I'm the best. Oh, there we go. Now I realized I didn't transfer any drones. There's a Phoenix. I guess he's going to lift up and then just hold the drone for a while and then drop me down again. And I'm going to take their base over because why not? But I'm pretty sure that attacking Protoss will take it down. I don't like slow Zerglings. They feel weird. So I'm a little bit late to the party on this platform. The purple bar is a little lower than I like it to be, but we still have enough time. Just, I don't like cutting it so close. But it doesn't matter. So in this one, you can just move your entire army down the ramp if you want. There you can see. So they attack my base, and I cancel, and then they just leave my drones alone. So that was nice of them. So many of the hybrids come out to play. So the good news is with that, all Protoss structures are now dead. So this is pretty much it. Now you just have to complete the mission, and once you finish, if you kill all the Protoss structures, you will get credit. So, as usual, thank you for watching, and wish you best of luck. I'm going to stop the commentary since it'll just be me sitting here with nothing to say, more so than before. But feel free to watch the rest until the mission ends, and then at the end you can see the score screen will tell you how many Protoss structures you destroyed. It should be 166, I believe, is all of them. So yeah, that is the No Toss achievement for Phantoms of the Void. Good luck, and thanks for watching.